Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'll be giving a first-time reaction and lyrical analysis to Lamont Dozier's song, Going to My Roots. Now for me, I've never listened to Lamont Dozier before, so it's going to be fresh reaction for you on that side of things. Apparently Lamont is in the world of soul and R&B, which are super fun genres, but for me, I haven't actually explored all that much in my life. Especially before ever having this reaction channel, those were genres that I just never thought to explore on my own. So a lot of my first listens and experiences have been in front of you guys here. So I couldn't thank you enough for sending recommendations like this my way. And today, that request in question comes from Carl the Steady. So thank you very much, Carl, for the generous support and bringing a new artist to the channel. If you're new here and would like to request something yourself, you can do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But now, let's jump into this. Kind of like a diner style piano playing feel. Oh, I like what the guitar is doing here. Because both melodies are independently bubbly, but the way they fit together. Ooh. Are we gonna go funky? Ooh. What are all these instruments? We have like a flute, a shaker. I mean, just the piano and guitar was cool enough. What was that? It's just like someone whipped the air. That is vibey. What a groove. Dude, I love the vocals here. Super soulful. And this groove is infectious. Oh, and a halftime vibe. I don't know if all the lyrics are right here. I need to find the right lyrics. I think these are right. I don't know how to describe this, because it's like a unique combination of soul coming from the vocals, but the beat it's very, it's like a combination of world beat, but also firmly in R&B. And then I think like you could put this song in like a disco setting too. There's a whole lot of unique elements that make this song stand apart from some of the other like soul tracks that I'm familiar with and have listened to most recently. I want to say it's almost drawing more from like world beat than I was expecting here. Let's keep listening. And maybe it like matches the lyrics, like going back to my roots, even in the instrumentation. Where are the start of these lyrics? There we go.
Going back to nest in my family tree, sipping up my booze, y'all. Going back to my roots, yeah. I'm homeward bound, got my head turned around.
Oh. I didn't catch those words there. What was the choir singing? It's like a language I don't recognize. Oh, I like that. I don't know what they're saying, but I like the melody and the rhythm of how they're saying it. Hear the drums, right? They're not the typical drum kit. These are like seemingly like hand drums. Oh my god, the delivery on Zippin'. Back to my roots, like maybe this language is Lamont's roots. It's almost like we're visiting like some ancient tribe. The music of his ancestors. The melody and delivery is all so joyous. Very fun to listen to. Looks like the end of the lyrics. Oh, back to halftime. Now I feel like I'm just listening to a conversation. Like we're surrounding a fire in a village. All dancing around and singing. Bones clattering with each other. Tumbling drums all around. Whoa. You hear that like ridgy instrument with the stick and the body, shakers and clattering. Dude, this goes so hard. I don't even know what it is, but it's cool. Someone's got to let me know what language this is. What culture are we drawing from? Feels like there's like 5 simultaneous sets of instruments happening at the same time here. It is hard to, like, I feel like right now I'm staying on the better side of being just completely overwhelmed by the by the instruments in the mix here. But like I can hear something like in the rafters to my left, in the basement down here, right in front of me there, right below in the foreground to my right, and they're all operating at different different volume levels and textures. Oh, fade out. That is interesting. That was such a fun listen. Like, all of the elements in this song came together just to make this a super enjoyable, joyous, like celebratory experience. And it's weird because I could imagine this song being a perfect fit for a few environments that don't feel related to one another. Like, I could imagine this song for all intents and purposes being played in like a club / disco setting, maybe not in its entirety, but certainly elements of it. And I could imagine parts of the song being sampled for other works too. Additionally, I could imagine this being in like some like foreign bazaar bustling with so many people, merchants, bartering with all of the local prospective buyers, and then all of a sudden like sort of a flash mob in the town square emerges and people are talking in the background, but also there's performers and singers on the street. And then the other part of me thought, well, I can imagine this being in like a village campfire, and then the local tribe is performing some kind of song and dance for the coming elements. And it feels plausible for all 3 of these. Maybe not the entire song for each of those places, but certainly spread across those environments. And maybe there's a few others I'm not listing there. But I really like the melody throughout this. I think the vocal performance from Lamont was really fun. Anytime he would sing about zipping up his boots, it would just get really, really loud in a way where like his voice kind of rips apart at the top notes. He's delivering it with emotion and energy. What else do I want to say? Yeah, I'm trying to like figure out the genres and subgenres that are all present here, because we got elements of like soul, R&B, world beat. I couldn't say pop. I would need help trying to assign a genre here if we have to. This is a really fun listen. Let's go through the lyrics here. I'm zipping up my boots, going back to my roots, to the place of my birth, back down to earth. So implying that wherever he is now, that's not where home is. So whatever I've done, the modernity that I've experienced, I want to go back to where I came from and be one with my ancestors and transcend time through cultural connection with those who are closest to me in experience and all of the ways that you can be similar to someone. Because I've been standing in the rain, drenched and soaked with pain, tired of short-time benefits and being exposed to the elements. So implying that where he's at doesn't really give him as much solace. It's more there to administer him pain. And sure, there are some rewards in the short term, but when it comes to like self-actualization and being a human on this earth and not, let's say, being a productivity robot designed for maximum output and constant transactional behavior, you can realize like, oh yeah, all of this stuff that I'm exposing myself to, it's like a solution to a problem that didn't need to exist in the first place. Picking up the pieces of what's left of me, going back to the nest in my family tree. And oftentimes too, when you're in these environments that are not compatible for you, you lose part of yourself to acquiesce to that new environment. Then the philosophical question becomes, is that an environment worth existing within if I have to continually sacrifice real parts of me to just survive there? And what feels like thriving, what feels like nourishment is actually a clever mirage, when instead I could just be back home. Zipping up my boots, all y'all going back to my roots. I'm homeward bound, got my head turned around. Now facing away from the place that he currently is at and in search of home. And I feel like that is just what we as humans are constantly doing. We are constantly in search of where we belong. Now, a different tendril, I don't know if it gets brought up specifically in the lyrics here, but you can also create home for yourself, community building, crafting an environment that is compatible with who and what you are. It doesn't have to just be kind of given to you. Now, certain places are going to make that building process easier or harder, but things can be done too on your own end. I've been searching for riches. I had all the time, and finding out happiness was just a state of mind. That's funny. You know, the idea that like all the material wealth in the world is there and will give you happiness, but once you've achieved it, that wasn't the thing that brought you happiness for real. I think a lot of people find out way too late in life that being endlessly greedy and extracting from others in the world doesn't actually serve you as an individual. There are higher values than money. I've been living in a world of fantasy, and I'm going back to reality. Yes, I am. I love to watch a lot of movies. One of the movies that I will end up rewatching a lot, I think even people who watch clips of this movie on YouTube, they echo the same sentiment. It's called Margin Call. This movie about the financial crisis back in the mid to late 2000s. And the thing is, in that movie, there was a quote about like the party is over and like, you know, it feels like we're in a dream. Like this crazy event is happening right now. The financial institutions are about to plummet and markets are going to be sent into turmoil, and it feels like a dream. And then one of the main characters, he's like, "Oh, I don't think it was a dream. I think we just finally woke up." And we need that kind of gut check, that shock back into reality, because hey, we were living in this fantasy land for so long, foregoing aspects of who we are and at the cost of others. And now finally we're being kicked into reality. Now, of course, we know the practical outcomes of all of that situation weren't a full kick back into reality. A lot of people got away with the incessant greed and criminality that took place there. But it just reminds me of that moment in time, because oftentimes we kind of live in our own Delulu land, is what they call it. I'm zipping up my boots, going back to my roots, to the place of my birth. Oh, back down to earth, picking up the pieces of what's left of me, going back to nest in my family tree. And I'm zipping up my boots, going back to my roots, to the place of my birth, back down to earth. And even just like poetically, like going back down to earth rather than like being stuck in the clouds, right? Your head is in the clouds. That is a very common idiom. Implies that you aren't grounded. You aren't experiencing life in the way that you think you should be. You think you are, and maybe at some point you've developed enough conscious thought to realize, okay, I am living in Delululand, but I'm going to extract as much as I can while I'm here. And then the next rung to that is, well, what is the point of extracting something from a place that I don't actually derive intrinsic value in? And then the next step from that is, let me find a place that actually lets me self-actualize and find the value within. And then you realize, well, the value is within anyways. And you can keep going further and further. And, I'm no guru. I'm on my own enlightenment journey. But it is hard to find a lot of, let's say, very self-aware people who don't weaponize their self-awareness for their own gain. And I like songs like this that actually, like, through their lyricism and through just the fun nature of the music, bring you back to a place that feels more human. Even if you think of the way that, like, a lot of songs are produced and published, especially if you look at, like, the top radio hits and pop charts and whatnot, so many of those songs are fine-tooth combed over by experts in the industry and all of the ghostwriters ever. And once you have a first draft for something that may have spawned from something creative with a little soul, with a little real emotion, maybe more nuanced, and through bureaucratic iteration, one after the next, by the 100th, whitewashing, it is just not the same thing anymore. Now it's a fantastical version meant to extract from the listener rather than give freely to the listener. Because art is an act of giving. Giving what? One's own unique perspective on life. I like this song because it feels so very different from a lot of what I'm used to hearing. And because it is its own experience, I can't really compare it to anything else. So all of that to say, this is a really fun listen. Love the vibe of this song. Very danceable, very sing-alongable. And I think I came away from this one a bit of a better person. But that's all my thoughts on this one today. I hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did and would like to request one yourself, you can please do so by clicking the first link in the description box below. But as always, my friends, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.